At around 1:30 p.m., Chris Akiro Obore, Director of Communications and Public Affairs, Odiro Daniel, Director of Human Resource, Okema Leonard, Executive Secretary in the Office of the Speaker of Parliament, Raja Bukaya Semalulu, Principal Research Officer, Okwi Emmanuel Emurun, Principal Protocol Officer, Otebat Vincent, Capacity Development Officer at the Parliament of Uganda, and Muleba Methods, Chief Executive Office of the Parliament of Uganda, Cooperative Savings and Credit Society Limited SACCO, were read at the Anti-Corruption Magistrates Court to face charges that led to their arrest on Thursday morning. The group appeared before Magistrate Esther Asimwe, who read to them 9 counts, including embezzlement and causing financial loss of over 27 billion Ugandan shillings to the government of Uganda.
Okema Leonard, you're an Executive Secretary, Office of the Speaker. Rajab Kaya, you're a male adult Ugandan, Principal Research Officer, Parliament of Uganda. Okwi Emmanuel Emron, you're a male adult Ugandan and a Principal Protocol Officer at Parliament of Uganda. A6, Itute Stella is not here. A7, Otebata Vincent, you're a male adult Ugandan and a Capacity Development Officer, Parliament of Uganda. A8, Murebe Methods, you're a male adult Ugandan and a Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Parliamentary Corporation Savings and Credit Limited SACCO. So you're all charged with various corruption-related offenses, but for lack of jurisdiction on count 9, we won't take plea. I'll read to you your charges, and at the appropriate time, I'll commit you to the High Court. Okay, so count 1 is for A1. It's of embezzlement, contrary to Section 18A of the Anti-Corruption Act. The particulars are that you, Chris Ariko Obore, during the period of 2023 to May 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as a Director Communications and Public Affairs at Parliament of Uganda, stole 5,253,100,000 shillings only, the property of your employer, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. And count 2 is for A2, embezzlement. The particulars are that Adilo Daniel, during the period of 2023 to May 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as Director Human Resource, Parliament of Uganda, stole 14,608,613,150 shillings, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. Count 3 of embezzlement in respect of Okema Leonard. The particulars are that during the period of 2023 to May 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as Executive Secretary, Office of the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, stole 3,489,400,000 shillings, the property of your employer, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. Count 4 of embezzlement, contrary to Section 18 of the Anti-Corruption Act, in respect of Rajab Kaya Semalulu, is that during the period of 2023 to May 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as Principal Research Officer, stole 2,170,108,000, the property of your employer, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. Count 5 of embezzlement, contrary to Section 18 of the Anti-Corruption Act.
The charge sheet indicates that Chris Obore, Adiro Daniel, Okema Leonard, and Otebeta Vincent, between 2023 and May 2026 at the Parliament of Uganda in Kampala District, received funds meant for donations and corporate social responsibility activities, but allegedly failed to implement the activities, knowing or having reason to believe that their actions will cause financial loss of over 27 billion Ugandan shillings to the government of Uganda.
The particulars are that Okwi Emmanuel Emron, during the period of 2023 to May 2026, in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as the Principal Protocol Officer, stole 1,105,000,000, the property of your employer, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. Count 6 is in respect of Essex, who is not here. Count 7 of embezzlement is in respect of Otebata Vincent, that during the period of 2023 to May 2026, in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as a Capacity Development Officer, stole 5,253,100,000 shillings, the property of your employer, to which you had access by virtue of your employment. Count 8 of causing financial loss in respect of all the accused persons. The particulars are that Chris Obore, Adilo Daniel, Okema Leonard, Rajab Kaya Semalulu, Okwi Emmanuel Emron, Itute Stella, and Otebata Vincent, during the period of 2023 to May 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, received funds for donations and corporate social responsibility activities of Parliament of Uganda, but you did not implement the activities, knowing or having reason to believe that your actions would cause financial loss to the government of Uganda, and indeed financial loss of 27,201,221,150 shillings was occasioned to the government of Uganda. Count 9, which is the reason we are not taking plea, is of money laundering, contrary to Section 3B and E, 119 and 139 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. The particulars are that Okema Leonard, Chris Obore, Adilo Daniel, Kaya Rajab Semalulu, Otebata Vincent, and Murebe Methods, during the period of January 2023 to April 2026 in Parliament of Uganda, while employed as the Executive Secretary, Office of the Speaker, Director of Communications and Public Affairs, Director of Human Resource, Principal Research Officer, Capacity Development Officer, all of Parliament of Uganda, and the Chief Executive Officer, Parliamentary Circle, you processed, approved, and received 10,893,071,150 shillings, knowing at the time of processing and receipt that the said funds were proceeds of crime. So those are the charges.
Prosecution also alleges that the 7 accused persons, together with others still at large, between January 2023 and April 2026 at the Parliament of Uganda in Kampala district, while acting in their respective offices, approved and received more than 10 billion Ugandan shillings, knowing at the time of processing and receipt that the funds were proceeds of crime. Since the court had no jurisdictions to try the capital offences leveled against them, the accused were not allowed to take plea. Prosecution, led by Daisy Asio, asked the court for more time to prepare the committal papers to enable the accused to be committed to the High Court for trial.
In the circumstances, we pray that the accused persons be remanded and the matter be adjourned to enable the state to prepare documents so that the accused persons are able to take plea in the High Court.
Magistrate Esther Asimi remanded the accused to Luzira Government Prison until 7th July 2026 for mention of the case. The 7 were arrested on Thursday morning by officers from the Inspectorate of Government, working together with police.